Welcome to our session to help others with their problems with TYPO3. And we're here to, fix you up, make you happy again. My name is Dr. Mack. I'm a specialist with dentology, so everything around your teeth. If it's something hurts, you can come to me. My colleagues will introduce themselves in a second, and here is the secretary. So if you have any questions, of course, doctors, we're really, we don't have a lot of money, doctors. So every question costs money. So this is how it works. If you have a question, come to Mr. Koch, take your credit card or cash, and you can choose any amount of money, but let's start with 10 euros or 25 or 50, and all of this money is going to be donated to animal, how do you say that? Amicap. It's a animal rescue center. That's a good one. good way to say it. We've seen this location actually this year, and they're doing a great job. And we think it's good if you pay not us, but actually make donate your money for a good cause. So the whole session is, we haven't prepared anything. We need your input, your problems, your questions, and your money. And while the others can introduce themselves, just come up, pay, and then you can sit here in the waiting room.
Hello, I'm a psychologist. I will listen to all your problems and not like this. Maybe sometimes I will smile at your problems. And then you pay me because you are afraid that I will come and find you at night.
Okay, I'm a little bit scared right now. So even we know each other for longer than just this day, but yeah, I'm scared. Anyway, hello, I'm Dr. Olly, and I'm a specialist on very nervous systems and for special treatment. Awesome. So that's it. So I hand over to whomever is next and has prepared a question or a problem that we can solve.
So I have a list for you, Dr. Susi. The question and problem is, so there are a couple of cards prepared for the ones who already thought about their pain before. So one person says, I have typo-3 What can I do?
That sounds very bad. That sounds very bad. I'm just going to, can you tell me more about that? Okay, just look at me. Now it is, because I need that person here, but because otherwise I cannot cure anything. Maybe the weirdo over there can do something.
So who is actually infected by how was it called? Typo-3 Typo-3. So the third form. Oh yeah, Typo-3. Yeah. So do we have somebody here that needs a cure for Typo-3 or against Typo-3? Yeah, Georg, what about you? So you're happy with it? You know about the consequences, what could happen when you have Typo-3 for too long? So we can do something about that. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, typo-3 it's I have that too, but it's like a drug, it's something you get addicted to, but it's totally fine. Yeah, so let's come the first patient. Please sit and tell us, your problem.
Yeah, some very mysterious pain. Type of 3 installation and
Just doing some checks, so don't be afraid.
Okay.
You can continue talking.
So where I have an admin account and there are editors, and the editor claims when he wants to upload a PDF file, for example, 50 megabytes, he gets a warning in the back end, in the file list, he gets a warning, you are not allowed to upload files larger than 2 megabytes. If I log in as an administrator, I can upload the file, no problem. If I switch to that account of the editor, I can upload the file, no problem. And I couldn't find any setting. I mean, like max upload size is 5 gigabytes and things like that. And they are actually in the system, they are sometimes uploading very, very large files. But here we are talking about relatively small PDF files. And the customer sent me a screenshot of the file list module where it says your file is larger than 2 megabytes. And I cannot find where that limitation is set. I think it's in the drag uploader because that causes the problem or issues the error message, but there is no maximum size set. Doctor, please cure me.
I'm going to hand this to the real doctor, and I will do the psychological part.
So first, you get a patch, just for apply the patch directly. So it will help you just in the beginning to get over it. But I think I have more questions. Do you have this for a long time already, like since version 9 or 7 or even 4?
Actually, it's version 8.7.58.
Okay, nobody heard this, but it's okay. 8.7. So the only thing I can tell you is sometimes, could you reproduce this? Do you also feel the pain yourself, or is it just the editors?
It's just what the editor claims. We have not been able to reproduce it also with different browser, with different operating systems.
Yeah, so sometimes there's this pain called firewall, and when people upload things, it goes through their direct veins system, and then their system, and then their corporate in their company, they say no, we don't do that, and sometimes that's the problem. I had this issue with a CDN actually, or not myself, of course, my kids, but and there was a limitation of 2 megabytes by default, even though TYPO3 does not have any restriction anymore. So it's not related to TYPO3, at least in version 8 anymore. So I guess the best thing you can do is just go home, sleep over it, and the problem will go away yourself.
Actually, the customer is using in his intranet. All the requests are going through a proxy server, and what the customer is checking out today, whether when he's dialing in from home, whether the same problem exists or whether it's just within their network.
Okay, that sounds good, because it seems like we're on the good path to the solution. And yes, again, just sleep over it and the problem will vanish.
Thank you.
Next patient, please. There's room for more patients, right? Come to me, do the thing, and tell us about your
Well, my name is Christian. I have a deep DDEF problem, which still exists sometimes, not always. And what is it? When sending a post request, it often does nothing. I get a 502 bad request, then reload, and it's vanished. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes I have to restart DDEF. So I get to sleep sometimes because it's so heavy. And Sometimes I would like to smash DDEV, I don't know where. But what is the interesting point? So I took a deeper look, and if you have, for example, fdebug in your template, then the problem that is there, if you remove it, it vanishes. The same is sometimes with some simple if conditions. You remove the fluid and it's gone. So please help me.
That sounds really scary, but we had people like that. So we had people talking about that before. The question is, are you using other drugs besides DDEV? So do you have other medications besides DDEV? So I don't know what people are taking out there.
I'm just taking TDEV. Yes, no other medication. I ask my pharmacist, that's myself.
All right, that's good. So we can we don't have to consider basically other side effects here. However, in order to a proper solution to that and a proper treatment, we would have to take you to the TYPO3 hospital in order to analyze that much further. That's going to be expensive, so I have to be honest to you. However, I think it's worth the effort, and our other specialists are looking into the problem later on. So right now we can just really do the basic treatment. However, in the hospital, we have more capabilities and more tools in order to analyze that. So we can do an appointment right now for the TYPO3 hospital, and then we're gonna initiate the cure.
So what you can do at home, just to relieve from the pain a little bit, is actually find out what DDEV version you have, and also bring all the medications like your laptop with you the next time, so we can identify what the problem is. Is it a local problem, or is it a? It's only local. So the website actually is running. Okay, so it's just at home. Okay. Nginx. Okay. That might be something just to switch the drugs between Nginx and Apache. Okay. Okay. So just try that, come back, and we'll find a solution. While we're waiting on the next patient to come into our office, I have a question here lying around. I have a disease called content publisher, and is workspaces a possible cure? So I'm looking at you because you have the special disease things. Maybe you can give an answer.
Do we have a patient that we can treat right now? So that we have one. Okay, that's good. So I'm already looking into possible cures that we can do right now. Unfortunately, it's like, yeah, we know that our workspace is a disease among us for a bunch of years already. So we are in the endemic phase already. So it's not a pandemic anymore. It's content publisher. Workspace is a cure. So I got that wrong. So yeah. So it's like we have.
That's the other one.
Yeah. Okay.
The other one has
All right. Yeah. So we can do that twice. So actually, yeah, we have that. It's not a pandemic anymore with content publisher. So we are in a good endemic phase, and that is really good. However, if you want to stick to the pure basics, then workspace might be a solution. However, we also have heard people that don't have problems with content publisher at all. So there are people that have content publisher and that they are very happy with that. However, it's up to you to make that choice, because we are all grown-ups, we are adults, we know how to do the tests, and we know how to overcome that. So there's no problem. So if you have workspaces or content publisher, so actually there's not really a problem with that. However, if you want to feel a little bit relieved, we can do a cure right now. So it's basically just to get over the symptoms. Do we have a patient? Mm.
So with your credit card, you can even get an answer from us if you, let's say, the more money you give, the more time we have, just with regular doctors.
Hi, I'm Sasha, and I'm having a language problem. We have 3 sites. One is configured with default language German, one is configured with default language English, and one is a shared site where the customer puts his data, and we want to use the data in both sites. When I'm rendering XSpace on one side, the default language is always the same as in the shared site. What can I do? Everything is gonna be
Oh, okay. So this is a serious problem because because it started the wrong way, but I think we can fix it. So depending on the TYPO3 version you're running, 12, you only have a small problem because there's an event in a page repository because in version 12, everything goes through a method called get language overlay in page repository. And there's an event in the beginning and in the end. So because of the setup, unfortunately, you have to take the drug every day, but it's a good one. Take this every day, go through all of the events in page repository, get a language overlay, and then depending on the site you're in, you need to overlay or not overlay. But I can so just take this. You feel less pain, but then also go to the pharmacy they open at 11:15 downstairs, where you can get overlays. That's what you need.
So it's cured already, so that
Oh.
I can use them.
I've seen problems like this actually before, so it's fixable. Don't worry, but you have to take the pill your whole life.
I'm Oliver. Hello. I've got a problem with a forms editor. When we try to save a subject which contains a special char, it only saves the the subject or the input field on the second time. So we have to save it twice, and it's only version 8 is and version 10, and version 12 is okay. It's bad.
It sounds really bad. Version 8 is also very old. So maybe you have a solution?
I did not listen to this.
He's already preparing treatment for the update. So version 12 is okay. But I think you need something right now, I guess, for version 8.
The thing is, we have to get
Into the flow.
into the flow. We need to keep the pressure and the flow high, and therefore you will get some liquids here. So that's delicious liquids. So everything is gonna be fine. Yeah, that's like a mixture of beer and upper. Yeah, that's delicious. You will like it for sure.
I do have a question for this problem you have. Oliver, so how does this affect your daily life if you have to press the save button twice for version 8 and 10? You know, do you have trouble at home with your family or with your boss?
No, I have trouble with my colleague who asked me for this problem.
Okay, so maybe he should come to our psychologist to find out if he actually has a problem, because saving twice is not a bad thing, really. You know, it's okay. We've done all of us have done this in the past, but with version 12, everything's better. So my colleague all feel really relieved with upgrading to version 12, even though it feels painful. It gets better. It will be better. Can you tell us, Dr. Olly, when the update's done? How long does it take?
Usually, so this treatment takes 1 to 2 minutes, and that's
So anybody else wants their update?
no risk. No,
No risks.
everything is gonna be okay. Yeah. Mhm. Never. Yeah.
So it depends on whether you want to use dark mode or. So you love the dark side.
Better already?
Do you feel better?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Next. Yes.
Me again, the pain is back. But this time it's a little bit different. The website of our hosting customers, we didn't build the website, but we want to help him. TYPO3 version 10, and he is using the block extension from the GmbH, I think. And the problem is it's a bilingual site, German and English. And what happens is there are the block articles, and after some months, suddenly the German article disappears. And we have figured out in the database that suddenly the German article has set the Swiss language ID to 1, which is English. So the Swiss language ID is changing without the customer doing anything. And it happens randomly after a couple of months. And then when someone looks at the German website, the articles are gone. And then we fix it in the database and the articles are back again.
That also sounds like an overlay problem. So the assistant doctor, I can also answer it, but you know, that's an easy question apparently because the ones without the studies can do it.
Maybe the doctor could need some help sometime. But the assistant has no solution for this or a treatment, but it's very interesting to hear more about the problem. We can make an appointment about this, so we can maybe have a look into it, where it is coming from.
There is nothing, the log or something like that. So.
Yeah, but the assistant will have a look into it. It is really weird. The assistant never heard this before. This is the first time for the assistant that something is changing magically in the database and the assistant is also not aware that about anything in the block extension that would explain that behavior. No.
Yes,
No.
yes.
He gets treated. Leave me alone.
Yes, so we've prescribed a block for at least 1,000 of people, and nobody ever had this problem, but it might be a side effect from another extension. That's pretty sure what it is. So I'll give you a prescription for looking for hooks in other extensions. And if you need further help, bring your project with you. We'll have a really close look and we'll find a solution pretty fast, I'm pretty sure. Thank you.
I don't have a problem. I just need my treatment. It's like half an hour.
Next.
Good morning. I don't know how to tell, but I was on a CMS camp 2 months ago, and I was there without mask. And yeah, now if I want to start a project, suddenly I got WordPress. Sorry. Yeah, it's some kind of WordPress I have. Yeah, kind of. I want to make TYPO3 again, but is there any cure? I don't know. Please help me.
Benny is
I'm in my.
So that symptom's also very common, but unfortunately, you need a specialist for that. There's another guy downstairs. His name is Dr. Gertz, Daniel Gertz, and he actually treats you with WordPress import. So you can import everything from WordPress into your clean CMS, and you can breathe again. So it's a really good thing to use the right CMS. So you can take this Überweisung to, that's a German thing. Everybody knows it. With that, you have free access to Dr. Gertz. Thank you very much. And also for the next time, protect yourself. The other things I don't have. Next. Please describe first your name, describe it or dance it, and then your problem.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Thomas, and I'm not a doctor, but I'm a healer. And a healer, yes. No, a healer, and I heal TYPO3 sides of our customers. And oftentimes they approach me that the file is broken. And oftentimes we find file records, but no metadata records. And oftentimes we find processed file records, that are broken, and this leads to broken rendering in the system and broken usage. And we cannot figure out the reason for those broken records since I think version 8 or something, or 7 maybe. We can only delete that and run very convoluted sequence of scheduler commands to fix the issue again. How can we find the root cause for this?
When that kind of first happened,
Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, back when we figured out that, first of all, it's twofold. Sys data records aren't created for the files, or they're just simply empty and full of nulls and stuff like that. And the other thing is that sys file processed records are also created with null identifiers and broken.
Just keep on talking.
Yeah.
it's a really, really bad problem. Yes, it hurts. So, did I understand it correctly that the sysfile records exist, but no sysfile metadata records? Did I understand it correctly that the sysfile records exist, but there's no sysfile metadata records, or the other way around? I had this problem once, and I actually found the reason, and I fixed it, but I can't tell you what it was because I forgot about it. It is true. So I would need to look it up. It's somewhere in the history books of my Git projects. But I need to, I can't even remember what project it was, but it was really bad. It took me a couple of days to find it.
Yeah, I have the same, and I cannot find the root cause for years now. We can only heal the symptoms and make it run again. So basically what you do.
So I think it also might be related to another extension that, so I think it only happened to me when adding files or uploading files, and then it broke before it was added to the sysfile metadata, and that sometimes came from, I can't name the extension because I don't want to offend the author, but when you extract more stuff from the files or a hook somewhere in there, that might be an issue, or actually looking at that area, and debugging live is always the best.
Yeah, thank you.
So come back next year, maybe I have a solution then. Until then, maybe we can run some trials with you, clinical studies, because obviously that's a very, very special case. And the medications is not, officially published yet, so we need some guinea pigs. As long as it hurts, you're right. Even if it's just a small problem. But I'm really happy to see that a lot of people got healed in the last year, maybe through upgrades or better coding, because last year there were so many people, and this year everybody's free. And that's good and healthy. So tell us your name and your problem.
Hello, my name is Hauke, and I have a small DCE problem. I have a DDIV web where I develop the web, and there I have the DDIV configuration, and it's all I see the configuration, I read the configuration, and then I deploy the web to a Apache server. And then when I go into the backend, there's my configuration works, but I can't see them. There's only geschweifte Klammer with value, geschweifte Klammer zu. And I can't change it, I can't read it. Only on the DDIV environment I can see it and change it.
So what do you do every day then?
I would change the configuration in my DDIV, take the database and put it to the production server. Also the field from the database, not the whole database, just the one field with the configuration for this DCE field.
And it's just one field and not the whole DCE.
It's with every DCE field, but just the configuration field of the DCE field.
Unfortunately, this is out of our hands. I do have my guesses, you know, because relatives, you know, my neighbors also got sucked into DCE, and it's really hard to get out of it because of the problems. But you can still continue to use it, of course. It's expensive, and it comes with a trade-off, exactly like the ones you mentioned. But we have one really good and special doctor here. His name is Dr. Armin. Dr. Armin. I don't know if you know him. Maybe you need to pay him a little bit, but he can help you with all the problems. The good thing is he's really fast in talking, so you get a solution really quick. So if you don't know him, come back to me later, and he will help you with that. In the meantime, you get the patch, and I also would encourage you to check and verify the different MySQL or MariaDB versions you're running, as well also with a PHP minor version or bug fix versions, because sometimes there is a difference in there.
Hi, my name is Frank, and I suffer from weird customeritis. My customer loves the list module, and he loves to put in different columns, and he loves to sort it. And the urge we have, or he has, is that he wants to sort a column which is a relation to another record, and it doesn't sort as expected. Can we do anything?
Relationships, that's your specialty.
So list module, you have one column is a relationship to another table. Which table? Something that we know, like sysfile references, or no? So a custom. Okay. And then in the list module, you want to click on sort and want to change the sorting order. And okay, is that a one-to-many relationship, or is it a one-to-one relationship? That's what I thought. So there's an easy, actually I know the reason for that. However, I don't have a solution yet for that. Is that okay? So it's possible to fix that. However, I need to read the book, so I forgot about that. So that was like 10 years, 15 years ago when I did the studies on that. It's not a very common thing, not a very common topic. However, I read that there's a solution for that. So the reason, the root cause is that the reference is stored in the database table. So, and probably there's some misconfiguration or maybe some misbehavior in the entire system that is not capable of resolving the reference UID to a title or to a label or to whatever is involved there. And that's the reason that basically the sorting just happens to use the numeric numbers, the UIDs of the record, instead of the titles. That could be a reason that something is missing there. So there is a solution, and we can talk about that later on. All right? Next.
Next. Please state your name and your symptoms, not the solution.
Hi, my name is Stefan. I have not a symptom, I have a feature. Okay. You know, we have an individual page cache for each page, and each page has individual expire times. The expire times are considered by the cache expire time, by the content element expire time, by the individual cache tag expire times. So each page has an individual expire time. I want to see when a page cache will expire. Is there any possibility to show it in the backend or an API call or anything else to see, at that expire time, the page cache expires, and with the next request, I get a fresh new page cache with fresh content?
That's your question. And okay. I do have a question back because, like, where do you want to see this?
Okay, do we have time? Okay. We Oh, no problem. We have the Vaults.io proxy extension, so we get fresh Facebook, Twitter, X posts from an external resource, and the plugin is not user end. So I want to cache the postings of Facebook. So I want to see when this cache will expire, and the customer will see, okay, now with the next request, I will get fresh new postings from external resource.
But you know, where in the backend or in a page module?
The backend.
Okay. So the caching framework is actually built in a way that you cannot see once it's stored in the cache if how long it's going to stay in the cache. That's actually, caching is hard as one of the things in there, and it's actually still done right. One thing I've experienced is when I deliver a page that I send cache headers for debugging purposes that ships this information. So at this point, it's possible to retrieve this information, how long the cache will be there until it expires, but only based on the TypoScript configuration. Because we don't have that in the backend properly, it's really difficult to get this in the backend. Difficult, but doable. Private and protected. Yeah, you have to protect yourself, of course, always, also with caches. Otherwise, you get cache poisoning, and that's something you don't want. You can try it out yourself at home. Just don't tell others.
So I have to say sorry, but our doctors need the rest now. They need to go sleep, and will appear next year again. The secretary will sit here for the next 5 minutes, because what you still can do, you can just donate some money without getting answers and any benefit. Maybe we can organize you a nice tattoo on a placement we decide. So yeah, thank you all.